Where does ideas come from? Ideas can pop in my mind from watching a movie scene or a show, or even a video game cutscene. Ideas can come from anywhere. Someday you could be watching SpongeBob, glazing over how amazing it is to work for Mr. Krabs. The next day you could be writing a novel about an employee who got murdered by his boss because he was 1 minute late. Or in other cases, you could be sleeping peacefully and then wake up all of a sudden, grab your phone, start taking a note because you had a dream about a underwater world filled with fish-like creatures that are made entirely of plastics that somehow ends up taking over the surface.
People say, where do you get your ideas? And I make jokes about the answer. I don't know where the ideas come from. They strike like lightning sometimes. Once in a while I can follow a chain of association. Most of the time, not, and I don't care. If the ideas come, I'm happy with that.
The thing is, ideas can arrive from anywhere at any moment, but if you're impatient and just want some inspiration, here's some ways to get them. I basically stole them from the book Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Anyways, tip number 1. Do not copy from only one source. Take from everyone. And I mean everyone. That includes the father that left and never came back. Tip number 2. Side projects. We sometimes start those to get our mind off of work. Well, they can also help to light some lit ideas in our brainless skull. Those little projects can work as a hobby or just to kill time. Third and final tip, surround yourself with inspiring items like books, a damn painting, some quotes, the paintings of your favorite artist. All of these objects will eventually inspire you faster and harder than you can imagine. Trust me, I tried. A good artist transforms and adapts ideas while a bad one simply imitates. Even if we portray these creators these transformers copying each other as a bunch of assholes. There are some exceptions, like let's take Signalis for example. It will go down as probably one of the best games I have ever played. But if you have played this game, you will notice some inspiration drawn from Dead Space, Silent Hill, and even cosmic horror. So if I asked you, what if those games and books were never made? Do you think Signalis itself would have existed? Probably, but it would not have had the same impact that it had. The point is that the point I'm trying to make is that you shouldn't be afraid to copy as long as you transform. The Red Vineyard is the only painting that Vincent van Gogh sold during his lifetime before he sold the painting for like 400 francs, which is $28, and today his paintings are like sold for millions. The thing is some ideas seem terrible at first, but if you just give it time, it might become great, just like what Stephen King said.
My idea about a good idea is one that sticks around and sticks around and sticks around. It's like, to me, it's like if you were to put breadcrumbs in a strainer and shake it, which is what the passage of time is for me. It's like shaking a strainer. All this stuff that's not very big and not very important just kind of dissolves and falls out. But the good stuff stays. The big pieces stay.
Artists often have a tendency to keep their ideas to themselves, fearing they might be stolen, or I guess just embarrassed. But we forget that many innovations and those eureka moments happened a lot more in these places. This is a painting from William Hogarth. I hope I didn't butcher his names. His did I just say his names? It depicts an 18th century coffee house, a hub of intellectual exchange during during what we now call the Enlightenment. This was basically the era where a lot of innovations were made, like Newton's laws of motion and gravity, the invention of the steam engine. Even electricity was discovered during those times, so those little places that people used to gather to converse about ideas somehow led to greatness. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid to share your ideas. It doesn't have to be with a stranger. Even a friend or a family member can help you progress in your small or big ass project, because some innovations required more than one brain to succeed. Maybe nothing is original, but that doesn't mean your perspective isn't valuable. What matters is how you reshape those ideas. So, in conclusion, we don't know where ideas come from, but we know how to use them effectively. And I just want to end this video by saying I am already out of ideas for the next one. So yeah, it's going to be a tough week, probably a month actually. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one, hopefully.